Now this is module 4. Today we are going to start with module 4, field effect transistor. Let me show the syllabus for you. What are the things we need to cover in this module? You can see we have covered so far the bipolar junction transistor. We have spent sufficient time in on bipolar junction transistor, starting from BJT operation. We have covered uh, all the way to base resistance and emitter grounding. Okay. Now, in today's class, from today onwards, we are going to start with module 4, which is field effect transistor. Uh, Today, we will start with the topic with basic PN JFET operation. Next class onwards, we will see other topics like equivalent circuits, frequency limitations, MOS FET, a two terminal MOS structure, a two terminal MOS structure and energy band diagram, ideal capacitance, voltage characteristics and frequency effects, and basic MOSFET operation, MOSFET structure, and lastly this top module we are going to end with current voltage characteristic. Okay. So, this is what we want to cover now. Today we have received circular regarding uh, postponement of last working day. College is going to, I mean, the last working day for you, it's going to be 16th of January. Okay. We have sufficient time to cover all these topics in more detail. I encourage the students to make use of this time given by the university for understanding fundamentals of this field effect transistor and BJTs. Okay. With that, let me move to the today's class, which is JFET. So, let us introduce you to the JFET. JFET stands for junction. This JFET is a device which it's a class under field effect transistor. Broadly, we have field effect transistor. Okay. Transistor. Under this, we have main class. This shortly you can call this as FET also. Okay. Under this, we have a subcategory which is field JFET, junction field effect transistor. Let me zoom little bit so that you can see more clarity on this. Okay. So, this is a subclass of field effect transistor. To start with the JFET, let us have a comparison between BJT and JFET. Since you know already BJT, let us now start comparing JFET with BJT. Okay. So, if you look at from working principle point of view, we can show the FET with this the figure and BJT with this diagram. Let us see with BJT what we know already. So, BJT is a 3 terminal device. We have an emitter here, collector, and there is a base terminal here, and you can see various currents are flowing in the bipolar junction transistor. Here the collector current is shown here, which is in this direction, base current is entering here, and there is a collector current which is IE, emitter current which is IE. Okay, totally 3 currents are exist in the BJT: emitter current, collector current, and base current here. Okay. And you can see that this base current can be used to control the current movement from emitter to the collector. Between these two terminals, between collector and emitter, we can control the current flow by having current in the base terminal here. Okay. So, base current is used to control the current flow between emitter and collector terminals here. Okay. Look at the similar way here. So, this is FET. FET you already seeing 2 terminals here, gate is here, source, and there is a drain terminal which is here. Similar to the BJT, we have here gate and source. Okay. So, the gate and source voltage, this is called as a control voltage, VGS, is used to control the current movement from drain to source. Okay, so this is gate current does not exist here in the JFET. Ideally speaking, this gate current is going to be 0 in FETs. Okay, so the gate current here is 0, so that because there is an isolation between the gate and drain and gate and the source. So the current movement here between the source and the drain, even though we have shown here the drain terminal, there is also a source current here, IS. Since there is no gate current here, so IS will be exactly equal to ID. Okay. So these two currents are going to be equal. So this current here can be controlled by applying by varying voltage between the gate and source. So therefore, this is a voltage control device. So the FETs are voltage control device, voltage controlled device, whereas BJT is a current controlled device, because input base current is used to control the collector current. Henceforth, it is called as current controlled device. Okay. So these are the main differences we can have between BJT and the FET. Okay. So other differences which we are highlighting with these points here. The conventional bipolar transistor has two type of current carriers of both polarities, with majority and minority carriers, but FET has only one type of current carriers, either holes or electrons. Okay, so what we mean by this point here is the bipolar junction transistor. Here both majority and minority carriers are responsible for the are the current carriers in this BJT, whereas in case of FET, either the electrons or holes, any one of those will act like a majority carrier. Okay. So here both are not responsible for the current flow in the FET, whereas here in BJT both are responsible for the current flow. You should consider both electron current and hole current, then based on that we can take up total current, whereas here it is only majority carrier current, either electron current or hole current, not both. Okay, so BJT is a current controlled device, whereas FET is a voltage controlled device. So the voltage is used to control the current flow between the source and drain. Okay. And looking at this resistance point of view, JFET has very high input resistance. The resistance, if you see from this input side, this is an input side between gate and source, the RI is going to be very high for the FET. Okay. So this is an advantage for us when we use FET for an amplifier, as an amplifier. In higher input resistance, expects small signal at between the gate and source. So therefore, this is an advantage from amplifier point of view. Okay. Even switch point of view also. Okay. Having higher input impedance is always good. Whereas here we will not have that much impedance, what we see between the input terminals of FET. So input resistance of BJT is going to be very small. RI is small. Okay. So that's the disadvantage with reference to the BJT. So while BJT input resistance is comparatively low when we see the input resistance of the FET. Okay, so JFET junction is reverse biased. The gate current is practically 0 and a very high input impedance at the input, whereas base current of the BJT is always some value greater than the 0. For example, it is going to be in microampere. So base current is here, this will be in microampere always. It is not 0 as I told you already, but the gate current is going to be 0 here. Okay. So because as I told you, where there is a high input resistance between the gate and source, therefore the gate current is going to be 0, and the junction here is going to be reverse biased between the the drain and source, not drain and source, between the gate and source and gate and drain there exists a junction. When you look at cross sectional view, you will understand where exactly junction is. At junction we always keep it in reverse bias, and gate current is going to be 0 for this, and then higher input resistance is there for this device. In some cases, some FETs we for a practical FET I am telling. So, there is a small amount of gate current may flow, but that is negligibly small here. Typically, it is in nano ampere. This current can be neglected compared to the micro ampere here. Okay. So, field effect transistor is a unipolar transistor which acts as a voltage controlled current source and is a device in which current is controlled and transported by the carriers of one polarity, that is majority only, and electric field near the one terminal controls the current between the other two. Okay, this is what so far the working principle we told about the FET. Okay, and look at the physical structure of this. There are three diagrams for you to look into this. The first one is going to be the three-dimensional view of JFET or FET. So, let us say this is going to be the 3D view of JFET. This is going to be cross sectional view of JFET. Okay, so this is a cross sectional view of JFET. Okay, and the same cross sectional view has been rewritten with some modifications to this. This is a simplified sketch of the cross section, and this is of more practical compared to this a cross sectional view here. Okay. So, this both of these corresponds to the JFET with three-dimensional view, and this is a cross section. When you cut this into the slice, a cross sectional view is as shown here. Okay. Let us look at more details of this basic structure, a 3D view. So, you can see there, as I told you, the FET is made up of three terminals. We have a gate here, there is a source, there is a drain here. Top of this you can see there is a gate is attached here to this region. What you see is going to be the a semiconductor here. Okay, so we attach lead here. So this is going to this gate region is bottom. We have a gate region. These two are tied together. So to make a single gate, and there is an N type semiconductor here. You can see this is red color region here. What you are seeing here, this is an N type semiconductor. So this is a P plus region here. This is what you are seeing here. This is a P plus. Okay, this complete region is P plus. So since it's a three-dimensional view, we are able to see this P plus. So P plus, and there is a N that forms the PN junction here. The yellow color region is nothing but it is a depletion region. So this yellow color region here is nothing but depletion region. Okay. Because there is a P plus region on top of this that forms a gate region, and below that there is an N type region that forms the channel here, that is of N type, and in between P and N there is a depletion region here. Okay. And same thing you can see at the bottom of this JFET. So there is a gate which is of P plus, and there is an depletion region here and N channel here. Okay, so the different terminals are attached to this. There is a drain terminal which is attached to one end of this channel. This is a drain terminal, and the source terminal is attached to other end, just opposite of this, which is attached here. This is a source terminal, and there is a gate terminal which is attached to this P plus region here. This is a gate, and since bottom also we have a similar gate region, we attach terminal and connect this and this. Okay, so this is usually connected something like this. Okay, so like this. Okay, so these two gates are interconnected. So we have a single gate here. Okay, so as you are seeing here. Okay, so this is more the compact form of this cross sectional view. Okay, so the cross sectional view of this is as shown here. This is a cross section of this 3D view of JFET. You can see only it looks like as like a front view. So there is a P plus, there is an depletion region, there is an N channel. Okay, and this is this distance indicates it's a channel thickness, and again you are observing three terminals here, which are gate, drain, and source terminal here. Okay, so current flow will happen through this the channel. Okay, so channel which is of a narrow region between this P plus upper P plus and bottom P plus region. Okay. The more compact form of the cross sectional view is as shown here. There is a P region here, there is an N region here, uh, and these two P regions are interconnected. That forms the gate here. There is a source, one end of this channel. This is a channel here, as you are seeing here. So this is a channel here. So one end of the channel there is a source terminal attached. Other end there is a drain terminal here. The current flow in this channel like this. Okay, so it will take different colors so that you can see. Okay, so the current flow here which will happen through this like this between the source and the drain. So this current flow can be controlled by applying the voltage between the gate and source. So this is the voltage here. So VGS. So voltage applied between these two terminals creates the an electric field here that can be used to control the current flow from source to drain. So electrons flow from source from external circuit, it flows through the source and all the way it reaches a drain, but the current flow will start from the drain. So current flow direction is something like this. So this is ID. Okay. So this is the direction of current flow within the FET here. Okay. So symbolic representation of an FET is as shown here. So there is a source region here. This line indicates source region. This line indicates it is a drain region. Okay. Okay. So this is the compact form of cross sectional view. Any questions are there? So I was explaining you the symbolic representation of this. This is a circuit symbol of N channel JFET. There are different channel P channel JFET. If you want to make P channel JFET, just you have to change the materials here. I will show the materials what you need to make for P channel JFET. For P channel, you need to have your P type of semiconductor here. This should get replaced with P type, and this P plus should be get replaced with an N type here. So that becomes an P channel JFET here. In most of our discussion, we use N channel JFET. Later on, you can apply the concepts to P channel JFET. Okay. The symbolic representation, as I was telling you, this is a source region, and we, if you look at this region, complete region is shown with a horizontal line here, and that is shown as source terminal, and there is a drain terminal here. This region, this side here, this is the drain terminal. So, and this top line here indicates it is a gate. So this line here you can see this is a gate. The complete silicon dioxide region, or not silicon dioxide, it is a depletion. Yellow color region is shown with a horizontal line here. On top of that, you can see that arrow mark is shown, that shows it is a electric field or voltage applied between gate and source. Since there is no gate current here, this is not a gate current or conventional current direction. The arrow mark shows it is the field, electric field is applied from gate to the channel region here. That is what this arrow mark shows. If arrow mark is inward, that means it is an N channel. If you write symbol like this, okay, so with an upward arrow mark for the gate, so this is the symbol of P channel JFET. So you should know the difference between symbolic representation of N channel and P channel. Okay. Any questions so far? With that, I will move on to the handwritten and material, so that you can later on look at the other details from the textbook as well. So textbook also it is shown here. You can see that. Okay, so the 13th chapter of this textbook, this Niemann textbook, Donald A. Niemann. You can look at this. These copies are available in our library also. You can just have an access. E-copies are uploaded in Google Classroom. The book used for this is Basic Principles, Semiconductor Physics and Devices, Basic Principles by Donald A. Niemann, 4th edition textbook you need to refer. Okay. And the 13th chapter in this is going to be JFET, related to JFET. Okay, so let us move on to this. The junction field effect transistor is a separate class of field effector transistor. Okay, that's what we told so far. And the previous chapter we focused on bipolar junction transistor. And prerequisite for this chapter is you need to have a knowledge of semiconductor materials, following with the properties. Okay, so these are the things you should have, and the characteristics of p-n junction also, it's very important to understand this, the working principle of field effect transistor. JFET, it has got good voltage gain and power gains, that's the advantage for us. There are two general categories of JFET. So JFET is one of the separate class of FET family. FET has got variety of devices. So if you look at the device which comes under FET, one is going to be the JFET, the other one is going to be the MOSFET. So as per our syllabus, we need to study both the devices, JFET and MOSFET. There are some drawbacks in JFET that can be easily overcome in the MOSFET. Okay, so the two general categories of, again, if you subdivide this JFET into subdivide this, you will have two different devices. One is p-n junction based JFET, the other one is going to be the metal semiconductor based field effect transistor. Okay, this shortly we can call this as a MESFET. So in our syllabus we have only this one, p-n junction JFET. We don't have MESFET, so we will not cover in our syllabus about this MESFET. p-n junction JFET is fabricated on the with the p-n junction here. So if you have a knowledge of p-n junction theory, then definitely you can understand very well this p-n junction JFET. Whereas in metal semiconductor FET, this is fabricated using Schottky barrier rectifying junction. This is special diode. This is not there in our syllabus. We have not studied this Schottky barrier diode. This diode is made up of the one side with metal, other side with semiconductor. Okay, metal can be usually aluminum or copper, whereas semiconductor this can be N type or P type here. So these type of diodes, metal semiconductor diodes, are called as Schottky barrier diodes. In some applications we use this Schottky diodes. Here particularly in MESFET, in order to fabricate this, we use this Schottky barrier diode here. Okay, we don't use normal junction diode. When we use normal, such type of JFETs are called as a p-n junction JFET. Current in a JFET is through a semiconductor region known as a channel. So there is a channel here, you can see that. So current will flow through the channel, and if you look at basic transistor action, the modulation of the channel conductance by an electric field that is perpendicular to the channel. So as you are seeing, I have written here a pictorial diagram here, pictorial view of this point what I have covered here. The modulation of channel conductance by an electric field that is perpendicular to the channel. So when we apply electric field by applying gate source voltage, as we have shown previously. So look at this diagram, the one which I have shown here. So we are applying the voltage between the gate and source. This creates an electric field in this direction from top to bottom like this, electric field like this. So this electric field will influence the current flow or charge carrier flow within this channel region. So this is the channel, red color region what you see is going to be the channel. So you can visualize more clearly here, okay, in this cross sectional view. Okay. All right. So we are going to apply VGS, and that in turn creates electric field that influences the charge carrier flow within this channel region. Okay, that's what it is told in this point. The modulation means we are varying the current or charge carrier flow within the channel by varying the conductance of the channel here. Okay, by applying electric field. Electric field is perpendicular to the channel as is shown here. Okay, the modulating electric field is induced in the space charge region of a reverse biased p-n junction, and therefore it is a function of a gate voltage also. So the electric field which is induced in the space charge region, space charge means it is a depletion region. As you can see, when we apply gate and source voltage between these two terminals here, so there is a depletion region formation here. You can see that this is called as space charge region here. So via this space charge region, the conductance here can be varied, okay, by just capacitance effect will play a role here, because this P plus region will act like one plate. This is a P plus region, upper and bottom region, okay, the N channel will act like another plate. So between them there is a capacitance effect here. Okay, so and here there is a capacitance effect here, and this induces the voltage conductance. The conductance here is because of the voltage that exists between the gate and the channel. Okay, it is a capacitance effect in fact. Okay. Okay, so next is the modulation of the channel conductance by the gate voltage modulates the channel current here. This channel current can be increased or decreased depending upon the amount of electric field what we apply. The IV characteristics and its relation with the geometrical properties of the device will be discussed later. So, current voltage characteristics of the JFET, which matters a lot. To understand better about the device, we need to look into the current voltage characteristics. There is another specialized, the JFET called as HEMT. Okay. So, this is a specialized JFET structure. HEMT stands for high electron mobility transistor. So, and this utilizes heterojunction. This junction you come across in PN junction. Okay, there is a graded junction in the PA, in the diodes, whereas here it utilizes a special type of junction called as heterojunction. And here electrons can move easily in the channel parallel to this heterojunction. That's a speciality of this HEMT kind of devices. Okay, so we don't cover this in our syllabus. So just for the knowledge sake, I'm giving an information here. JFET and MOSFET. Okay, so they have both of them have some drawbacks because of there is a gate leakage currents. Usually, gate current should be 0. Due to the leakage, so the gate current may not become equal to 0. So this is a drawback for the FETs. When the gate current starts flowing, then it consumes little power, and okay, so that creates a lot of problem in the JFET. So not to overcome this, the problems in both JFET and MESFET, we move on to the another device called as MOSFET, MOSFET. So MOSFET is nothing but metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. The state of the art device right now is going to be the MOSFET. So MOSFET is used everywhere in electronic systems, nearly 99.99%. Most of the electronic systems they are made from MOSFETs. Okay, so you need to know more details on the MOSFET. Okay. In MOSFET, the structure looks like this. Anyway, we are going to discuss more details on that in the coming classes. The MOSFET structure, it has got metal, and there is a silicon dioxide which is acting like an insulator. So this is an SiO2. SiO2 is the perfect insulator which is sandwiched between the gate and the channel here. So this acts like an the isolation between gate and the channel, and this side we will have a source, and other side we will have a drain here. So charge flow, electron flow between source to drain can be controlled via this capacitance effect here. Once again, this gate will act like one capacitance, one plate of a capacitance. This below channel will act like another capacitance, just like this, and the positive voltage applied to the gate induces negative voltage in the channel, and this enhances the conductivity within the channel, and you get more current because of this kind of the potential what we apply. And if you want to reduce the current here, then you need to apply different voltage to the gate terminal. Applying negative voltage here creates positive charge, positive charges get induced in the channel, and it reduces the conductivity. So therefore, by varying this the voltage between the gate and source, so the current in the channel can be controlled here. Okay. So that's all about this introductory part. Any questions are there? Do you have any questions related to this? Otherwise, we'll just move on to the little bit introductory part of this and see what all the things we need to cover up. You need to refer to the 13th chapter for JFET. Okay, let us move straight away into the chapter 13. these are all of BJT. Let me move directly to, yeah, we are in the beginning of this. Junction field effect transistor. This is what you can see the various points I have highlighted here, so that you can easily understand the important points. JFET is a separate class. It is already shown, discussed. I don't want to spend time on that. JFET concepts, if you look at uh, it was first proposed by by the proposed solid state transistor, which the patent was filed in 1920s and 1930s, and which is shown in figure 13.1. You can see this is what the patent patented by the person called Lilienfeld, okay, in the year 1920 and 1930. The two different persons have as submitted for a patent, and the same devices as you are seeing here. There is an aluminum and there is a semiconductor here. So, there is a insulation between these two things. Okay. So, so there is a two terminals, you can see this one is A and the other one is B. This aluminum surface is used to control the current movement from A to B. They have used different material here, in this proposed this transistor. Okay, this is called a Lilienfeld transistor. Okay, that history you can go through that a little bit. A voltage applied to the metal plate modulate the conductance of the semiconductor under the metal and control the current between the two ohmic contacts. The almost same principle what we said, it is applied even here also in the very first when the transistor JFET was conceived. Good semiconductor materials and processing technology were not available at that time. So, the device was not seriously considered again until 1950s. Okay. So, till that it was not used at all. The phenomena of modulating conductance of semiconductor by an electric field applied perpendicular surface, this already we told about this. So, just go through this each of these points, you will get more information on that. So, this is a cross sectional view, just we have showed we have short circuited gate terminals here, and source and drain we apply voltage here. So, this causes the current, this is called as a channel. So, this is what you are seeing is a channel. Okay. So, the gate terminals are short circuited, you can see here, and we apply voltage. There are two voltages you need to understand. One is gate source voltage, as you are seeing here. So, this is a control voltage, and this is the voltage which gives you the current. Okay. So, here you can see electrons start moving like this. So, electrons move like this. So, this is the direction of electrons. Okay, via this the channel electrons move, and now these electrons are moving under the influence of the gate voltage here. Okay, the voltage that we apply here, it is a vertical here. Okay, you can see this is the electric field direction here. Okay, and another electric field also exists here due to the VDS voltage here. So, that is in this direction, you can see here. This is the electric field. This electric field will force the electron from this. Okay, electric field is acting from this drain to source side, but this attracts electrons here. The current direction is from drain to source. So, current ID is flowing from drain to source, you can see here. Okay, so here same, so even though we can write here this as IS, so this will be equal to ID. Since there is no gate current here, okay, so there is no connection between these two. This just applies the vertical field, and under the influence of this electric field, in the channel the charge carriers are moving. Okay. So, these two voltages you need to be familiar to understand this device, and current is drain current here. Okay. Only one current that exists here is drain current, and that is equal to source current. Okay. So, next class we will take up yeah.
Sir, that previous diagram I had one doubt.
Yeah, which one? This one?
Like from the top, not that, sir, which you were explaining just now, sir.
This one? Huh? Okay.
Yes, sir, this one, sir.
Okay.
Like from the top P plus, your an electric field is going to be applied. So bottom P plus also an electric field should be applied, no, sir.
Correct. Correct.
Because
True, true.
both you're giving the same voltage and shorting it, no, sir?
Right, right. Here also there is an electric field. Yeah, correct. Okay, field exists here also. Okay, so these electric fields applied in both top and as well as bottom are influencing this electron movement in the channel. Okay. Ultimately, see, through this electric field we should control the electron movement here. Electrons moves from source to drain, and this movement should be controlled by the electric field. Okay, so that electric field get applied between these two P plus regions here. Okay, we short circuit here, right? Whatever the field applied here is also applied here also. Okay, so that's why there is a common electric field. Okay, though it's a cross sectional view, when you observe in 3D, it looks like top and bottom. Okay, similar to this what we have shown. Okay, the field gets applied here also. Okay, even though we have discussed with the top layer, a vertical electric field. Vertical means it includes both top and bottom. Okay, is that the doubt or anything else you are asking?
No, sir, that only, sir.
Okay. All right, then I will stop at this point. Next class, I would like to continue with uh, JFET operations. Okay, so we will explain with reference to the various structures here device. We need to understand this with gate source voltage 0, drain source voltage applied. Broadly, we are discussing about these two voltages only. When we make one 0 and other one applied, what is going to happen, and when we apply both the voltages, what is going to happen to the drain current. So, these effects we are going to discuss in the coming class. Okay. So, with that I will stop at this point. Next class we will continue with this JFET itself. Okay. Okay, I will